This is a pretty big deal, especially if you're someone who's regularly doing things to take full control of your finances, your credit, etc. So stay tuned and really take heed to what's taking place because this is something we definitely don't want to go away. And I'll let you know what I'm talking about just in case you never heard of what I'm about to refer to. So, when it comes to the CFPB, they're the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They protect consumers, those who are individuals, you and I, people who deal and do business with banks and large entities and things of that nature. They consider that to be consumers. And that particular entity has been doing great things in terms of holding big companies accountable, getting different consumers paid out different amounts. And I can't say they're, perfect angel as if they done no wrong. I'm not sure on that area, but I do know the benefit and the role that they've played in different clients of mine in terms of applying pressure to big corporations, big companies that may be taking advantage of people who they know don't have the ability to fight them on their own. They fight for the consumer. That said, I've seen them do good things. Are there some things that may not be so good? I'm very sure. But recently, the director, his name is Rohit Chopra, so I'm going to just say Chopra because I don't want to mess up his name, was fired from the CFPB due to Trump. And I'm not the person who's a Trump basher. It's some things that I see that has some positives, but there's some things that I question as well. And you have to do that no matter who's in office, and you have to see how you can benefit from it. This is a non-emotional play. You can't be emotional about it. You got to see what's taking place. Is it something that's going to affect you? Is it something that's effective? Is it beneficial? Does it look different than what you may expect? And it could have some positive consequences that comes from it. You just may not realize it because we're so accustomed to liking things a certain way and keeping things the same. So it's a lot of different angles that you want to consider when it comes to how you view things, but not from an unemotional place. So this was a great article. Shout out to Consumer Reports, and I'll even reference the person who put the article together at the end. But it talks about how the leadership at the CFPB, basically applauds him as he's fired as the director of the Bureau. So I wanted to list a few things, and you tell me, you use your own discernment if these are things that you feel are worthy of applause. Do you think these are good things that, people have benefited from? Should he still be the director? Should the CFPB still continue to be relevant? You let me know based on these things in the list, and we'll go from there. Sorry for the long intro, but you know what it is. It's all love. I just want to give you value on a high level and put you in a position to where you can take full control of your finances, your credit, etc. All of that will be available in the description if you so choose. That being said, the CR, the Consumer Reports, basically this org where the information came from, highlights the CFPB's accomplishments and the importance of maintaining a tough financial watchdog for consumers. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Director Chopra announced today that he has been fired from the bureaus as the Trump administration prepares to appoint new leadership. The nation's biggest banks and other financial industry and congressional opponents of the CFPB have been pushing for Chopra's firing in recent months. So big corporations wanted him fired. I wonder why. Chopra leaves behind an impressive track record of accomplishments for working families, illustrating the critical role the Bureau can play in making the financial marketplace fairer for all and the importance of maintaining an effective watchdog for consumers. Chopra has worked tirelessly at CFPB to make sure that consumers are protected when they take out a loan, make a payment, or open a bank account, said Delisha Hand, Senior Director, Digital Marketplace at Consumer Reports. Under Chopra's leadership, the Bureau has scored a number of big wins for consumers, securing billions of dollars in relief for those who have been cheated out of their money and establishing critical new rules to ensure they are treated fairly. Hand continues. Chopra is leaving CFPB at a time when it continues to come under attack by predatory lenders and other industry opponents, threatening its future ability to protect consumers. As financial products and services continue to rapidly evolve, we need to maintain strong oversight by the CFPB to root out discrimination and harmful practices and to close regulatory gaps that leave consumers vulnerable to fraud and abuse. During Chopra's tenure as director, the CFPB has issued a number of critical new rules to better protect consumers, including rules that limit excessive bank overdraft fees, give consumers greater access and control of their financial data so they can more easily switch banks, provide borrowers the right dispute charges, and get refunds when they take out buy now, pay later loans, cap exorbitant credit card late fees, and so they put a cap on excessive credit card late fees, and ban medical debt from appearing on credit reports, which is something as of recent I've talked about, and so many people have benefited from not having the medical debts being reported because it's not a true test of your ability to pay things on time and have good credit. So that's one of the things that has been done and accomplished recently. Industry opponents have sued to stop the CFPB's limits on overdraft and credit card late fees from going into effect. Congressional opponents of the CFPB are expected to try to repeal the new medical debt and overdraft rules through the Congressional Review Act. So they're trying to go against that and keep medical debt reporting on consumer reports, keep overcharging in certain fees and things of that nature. Stay tuned. Since its founding, the CFPB has helped tens of millions of consumers resolve their complaints with financial firms and secured more than $21 billion in relief for an estimated 205 million consumers who were treated unfairly. Some notable enforcement actions by the CFPB under Chopra against financial firms that violated the law include. So these are a list of things that has been done that has helped consumers. More than 21 billion. That's a big number. Estimated helped 205 million consumers. That's pretty significant. So let's look into the list. Number one, fining U.S. Bank $37.5 million for illegally accessing customers' credit reports and opening checking and savings accounts without customers' permission. That's number one. Number two, penalizing Wells Fargo $3.7 billion for widespread mismanagement and illegal activities involving auto loans, mortgages, and deposit accounts. Number three, require Regions banks to pay $191 million, including $141 million to customers harmed by its illegal surprise overdraft fees. Number four, secured $22 million in fines, direct compensation for customers, and loan subsidies from Trident Mortgage Company for digital redlining in the Philadelphia area. Number five, most recently the CFPB ordered the operator of Cash App to pay $175 million, including up to $120 million in redress to consumers, and adopt a number of measures to improve the way it treats users when they fall victim to scams. So these five things are, I feel, great accomplishments, and you let me know, have you benefited from any of these things? Is this something that you feel is of benefit? This particular article was put together by Delisha Hand. So let's give her credit where it's due. The Financial Fairness Advocacy Director. And basically she put this together just highlighting some of the things that they've accomplished. And I want to highlight as well to notify people that, hey, doing away with this entity, who is it benefiting? You got to go down that rabbit hole and ask that question. Who is it benefiting overall? Is it benefiting big corporations? Or is it benefiting the nation as a whole? To me, I feel like the CFPB is more beneficial to consumers and the nation as a whole, the individuals, the people who have the true power or should have the true power, opposed to the big corporations that may take advantage. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not the person who's not wanting people to have some level of accountability for themselves in terms of them doing their due diligence, making sure they do the right things to avoid being taken advantage of by big companies. That's what financial literacy is all about, educating yourself so that way you know when you're likely being taken advantage of. However, I do know that a lot of people are not even cognitively capable in some cases to know whether or not they're being taken advantage of in this digital world. So as a result, you need entities like the CFPB and leadership like what Chopra is seeming to have done in order to benefit those who cannot fend for themselves. So take what you need from this information. I believe that the CFPB is of benefit. I'm keeping my eye on this, and I'll keep reporting and sharing information that I feel may benefit you. If you need access to credit assistance, check the description. Mr. Smith, salute.